back. This is your Feel Good Breakfast show. Still trying to catch our breaths after that very invigorating and thrilling Babes Would Do More performance, taking us into that ad break. But we're back, and we've calmed ourselves down to begin our Monday morning relationship chat with Dr. Eve. All about dating, and more specifically, when it is that you should be allowing your children to enter into the dating scene and all the complexities that go along with it.
Exactly. So we're asking the question this morning: when is your child too young to start dating? What experiences can be gained from childhood and teenage dating? And of course, should you as a parent or guardian ever interfere if you think that things are getting too serious? To help us answer all of these questions with regards to puppy love is our relationship expert, Dr. Eve, in the house. And of course, if you want to call us, please do so. The number is 021-430-9881. This is a very safe space. And you've got the expert on speed dial, so why not use it? Dr. Eve looking amazing today.
Oh, thank you.
Also caught a bit of a dance there. I saw her.
Little jiggle.
But anyway,
jiggle.
over to our conversation. So, Leanne mentioned puppy love, those very important years, because they can be the very important learning stages of love, right? So what are we looking, especially as parents looking at your young'uns dating, looking for them to learn during those young stages?
Okay, so we've got two things that we've got to correct from get-go.
Okay.
Yes. First of all, we do not call it puppy love.
Okay,
Please,
that's
okay, so that's
so
a no-no?
1990.
No.
Don't do it.
Yes, you know the reason why? It's because it's really insulting.
Okay.
And it minimizes the experience of young people growing up all the way. We quite patronize. We say, oh, you don't really feel in love.
Oh.
It's just puppy love. It's like puppy fat. You know,
It's so cute and cuddly.
It invalidates the feeling.
Thank you, Kat. It absolutely does. And we have to take it very seriously.
Okay.
And that's my appeal to parents. Please listen to your children when they're telling you that they are falling in love or have a crush or feel sexually aroused by something or somebody. Be very, very present with them with that. Because if we don't, we minimize the importance of how at risk they are. Because the moment that you do this patronizing, minimizing of this love feeling that they have, these kids, what do? They kind of go underground. They have a device in their hand, and they're going to continue, but without parental values, without parental guidance. They're just going to go crashing into these crushes. So please, parents, be with us, share with us what your troubles, your obstacles, your stuckness is around dealing with your children who tell you, I've fallen in love or I want to go out with somebody. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I don't know if kids really date anymore. They live online. You got to go down, because I mean, you millennials go down to Generation Z, where they only have been online. Do they really get officially invited out on a date? I don't really think so.
Like, can I take you out to dinner or
yes, exactly.
for a milkshake or something like that? I don't know if that happens anymore.
No, it
Hey,
doesn't
how about
happen.
that? If we get some youngsters out there to call us, give us a
that
call
would be interesting.
and give us a call on 021-430-9881. How does the dating scene work these days? Do you guys date like that? Do you text and say, hey, how about some ice cream, with an ice cream emoji, of course, and then actually follow through with it?
Yeah, as long as it's not milkshake, because you know what milkshake does.
Exactly.
I have no idea what milkshake does. I don't. We're going to be back again with Dr. Eve very shortly, and we'll continue our conversation.
What was that? What was that?
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
While we're with our relationship expert, Dr. Eve, we're talking about when is it too young for your child to start dating. We've heard we're not talking about the thing called puppy love, but we do have a caller online right now. Charlotte, good morning. What is your question or comment for Dr. Eve?
Good morning, Leanne. My comment is that I'm a teacher. I'm calling from Joburg, and I teach grade 7s, and they often come to me and say, oh, I love this one, and this one doesn't love that one anymore. They broke up and that type of thing.
Yes.
And it's quite disturbing to hear these guys talk about love when, you know, they're at an age where they don't really understand what love is. And I often have a discussion with them saying, you know, do you guys know what the difference is between being in love and love, because love is something totally different. And being in love is what you guys are feeling now. It's that infatuation, you know, that butterflies in the stomach, knees go weak type of thing. And, you know, how do I really address that? Is it fine if I carry on talking about you guys are being in love, and what you're feeling is that in-love infatuation thing, where love is a totally different thing?
Thank you very much
That's
for that.
powerful.
Yeah,
Thank you,
great.
Charlotte. Thank you so much
It's a
for
great
that.
question, because teachers have
Yes.
to deal with this every single day,
Exactly.
and children spend a lot of time with them. So,
Yeah.
You know,
Dr. Eve?
part of the sex education curriculum is all about sex negativity. Don't fall pregnant, HIV, be very careful. And seldom is the entire idea of love brought into the curriculum. So, Charlotte, please encourage the children to talk about love.
Yeah.
It's a very real experience for them, and I'm going to repeat, don't minimize that experience for them. I'm not really clear, I'm not really sure around this thing about saying to children, this is just a crush, as I said earlier, and this is in love or being in love. No. Everybody who falls in love in whatever way, they go through an infatuation phase. All of us do that.
Yeah.
Whether you're 10 or whether you're 20 or 40 or 50 or even 60, you go through infatuation where you have that physiological response of a heart rate, anxiety, you don't want to eat, you feel like really excited, you talk about this person, you think about this person all the time. The difference is that when you're that young, it becomes really messy and confusing for you, and you don't have the emotional capacity to regulate it and to feel in control of the situation, whereas a grown-up person has more skills or capacity to control or to feel more powerful in it. And that's why they need the guidance and the containment that parents and teachers can give them to say, these are great feelings, we love having these feelings. We feel them for our friends, and I'll kind of come back to that. But to be able to say that these feelings are they're going to fade. They may not be long lasting. And this is what happens. It's a kind of a testing time for young people, right? Where they fall in love and they fall out of love. Where they have something called unrequited love, like Charlotte was saying. I'm in love with this person, but this person doesn't reciprocate the love to me. Or this person's broken my heart, or I've broken up with that person. They're dealing with those very critical, very important experiences of learning what love is about and how to make good choices. This is critical at this time. With parents being able to say to their children, let's look at the choices that you're making with these people that you're falling in love with, which obviously we can't always help who we fall in love with. But it's very important to be able to say, well, what are we really looking for? What are the things that are important in friendships or in falling in love? What are the characteristics that we should be looking for in these people, that we don't feel completely wounded and shattered every time we fall in love, that it can be a lovely experience.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
LO classes are not going to be the same again, but very, very important discussions being had. We're going to keep our lines open on 021 430 9881. The broader topic is, when is the right time to allow your children to start dating? But as you can see, it really does diversify itself into many different facets and aspects. So give us your questions or comments.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. A very busy Monday that we have here, and also a very engaging one. Dr. Eve talking about when is the right time to let your child date.
Let
As,
your child date.
Let
Let your child.
Exactly.
so I feel like I've just crossed
you
the
do have to
line.
have a control.
Yeah.
You do.
Okay.
You do have to have a control over it, because I
Allow them.
also would just like to think about, why is it that parents struggle with this topic so much?
Yeah.
And one of the reasons for that is because parents are obviously very attached to their children, and we egocentrically believe that our children only love us and that they're only in love with us.
Yeah.
And they struggle enormously to imagine that their children actually can love somebody else, which is not you.
Yeah.
And so they find that they want to keep the attachment very strong. And what do parents do? What do we do best? We clamp down. We send this love feeling or this child into exile. And we say to them, actually, you go into seclusion, or we're going to take your phone away so that you can't have this little romance going on. I'm saying little, this romance going. Yeah, this romance going.
I want to ask you, like, is it okay for a parent to say, you know what, I know that you want to date right now, but just wait a little. There's so much life to be lived. Like, play sports, do this, do that. Because the thing is, let's be honest, when you're in love, the only thing you think about is that person. You eat, sleep, on your phone, da-da-da-da-da. And you miss out on so much that can be enjoyed, and there's enough time for that. So when my mom told me, Leanne, first finish this and this and this and this and that, as much as I wanted to, I respected that. I really, really did respect that. And you know what? I would go on casual group outings with people, but I respected that my mom, as a single parent, asked me, Leanne, focus on your studies, complete your studies, and when you're done with that, you're welcome to, you know, to do that. Is it wrong for a parent to say that? I'm sure the child will respect it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any wrong. I think each family is unique and everyone makes their own, what I call, agreements around that. I think that I like an approach of integration.
Of course.
So it's at the same time, this is going to be happening. You're still going to have your crush. You're still going to have
100%.
a longing. How do you integrate that into your life while you still completely, I agree with your mom, focus on your studying, focus on your sport, focus on things that are, you know, very valuable to you, and at the same time acknowledge. I mean, this is where I think parents mess up. They don't acknowledge that the child is, you know, having these longing feelings that are distracting. And I do want to bring up an important thing that parents need to be very aware of, which is something called teen dating violence. There's an incredibly high incidence of that, whether it's happening online or in real life. And parents must be very alert and aware to the signs of dating violence that their children are going through. And if you are going to minimize and try and send this experience into exile and say to children, you can't date, they will continue to date, but you'll never know that what they're going through is violence against them in their relationship. So it's really something we can't deny. Especially with our
parents. It's not an easy job.
No, it's not easy.
Wow.
Please, I'm done with those days.
There's so much more to talk about, and we always appreciate your time. And also, very exciting news that you revealed to us during the break is that Dr. Eve has written the curriculum for all children that will be, is it starting school in 20?
They're going to end 20-30 students.
20-30 students regarding sexual education, emotional education, all the topics that we speak about, love, friendships, and all those kind of things. And that's going to be one of your core focuses. So that's wonderful work.
Thank you, Kat.
I would love to have a segment where we just talk about that as well.
Next year we will look. It's going through the approval through the Department of Education. It gets launched next year. So we will keep talking about what our kids are going to be learning.
We are rolling with honorable members here of the committee. We'll see you again next week. We'll do it again. Thanks, babe.
He's so cute.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.